830 death threats. That is 1.15 death threats per minute. 1.15 being a little more than the average death threat. That's like saying we're going to kill you and flick your nuts a little bit. You know. Make some noise if you know what cancel culture is. If you don't know, that's fine. You'll find out. You guys usually get cancelled first. Cancel culture is kind of like tribalism's weekly human sacrifice. It keeps the online volcano happy. You know, it's a system that is so imperfect, it's almost perfect. It's imperfect people saying imperfect things that are discovered by imperfect people who then hand out imperfect punishments. It's kind of like this big online trial where the entire jury is made up of criminals and the defendant identifies as a judge, and at the end of the trial, MJ Akbar is free but you execute the Oscars. That is cancel culture. And I don't fully understand it because I'm privileged. You know, that I just want to acknowledge my privilege before you do. It's like anywhere within a 3-hour domestic flight, I have the most privilege in any direction. Pretty much until you hit like Dubai or Shanghai, I am the most privileged person there is. I have like SpiceJet privilege. I'm joking, privileged people don't fly SpiceJet. No, but look at me, I'm Hindu, straight, urban, live in Mumbai and male. I'm the top of the pole. And it's a pretty big pole. My privilege is exactly like my pole. It is. I mean, I was born with it and I'm the only person who enjoys it apparently. And I stumbled into like some glimpse of this cancel culture conversation because I had a tweet about my pronouns. I put out a joke saying, I'm so stupid, I think my pronouns are just huh. No, and a bunch of my fellow liberals were like, Veer, can you not do that? Can you be better, please? Because we're trying to normalize these pronouns and it's not a funny joke. It's kind of done. And I'm like, okay, that's fucking feedback. I'll take that. If you didn't laugh at a joke, I would delete that shit as well. So I deleted it immediately. But then like 5 other liberals were like, you need to take time off and apologize and reflect. And I'm like, you need to log off and eat some sugar, man. Because I'm happy to aid your conversation. I'm not going to satiate your ego. You can suck my privilege, all right? They got angry. They were like, you cannot joke about pronouns. And I was like, okay, but now I really want to. Now that you said that shit. Because to me, saying that you cannot joke about pronouns is the equivalent of saying you cannot joke about the government. It's the same thing. And yo, I'm not comparing trans people to the government. I'm not. Because trans people have the courage to discard an organ if it isn't working properly. But what I'm saying to you is... I'm just saying, that thank you, you late motherfuckers. You know I'm gonna edit that pause in this thing, right? In the edit, I'm gonna make you look so smart. Discard and all good. Ah ha ha ha! You can't just hijack the entire pronoun conversation. You can't just call dibs on one section of grammar. Like, gay men don't own anal. Fine, you dominate the conversation. And probably have the highest engagement area. But I still have a right to be curious about my own asshole, don't I? And my pronoun is exactly like my asshole. I've had it since birth. It's attached to me and you are not invited. Alright? And I'm okay with this conversation. It doesn't affect my life. It just means that your kids will have a longer chapter in school when they learn pronouns. You'll have to be like, okay kids, when a man identifies as a man, or a woman identifies as a woman, or a man identifies as a woman, or a woman identifies as a man, or a man who used to be a woman, and the kid is just like, I'm hungry, my tooth hurts, why were you kissing dad at the PTA meeting? And then the right wing in India started celebrating. You know, they're like, dekho, wokes are cancelling wokes. Like, that's the same thing. The left wing and the right wing is not the same. The left wing wants you to delete like 140 characters. The right wing wants to delete like 2,000 worshippers. It's very different extremities. So, let's take a small trip into the right wing part of town, or as it's now known, the town. I had a routine on Netflix where I made fun of Hinduism, Christianity and Islam in that order, except some right-wing handles edited out the Christianity and the Islam and put it up online, just the Hinduism bit, and I got 830 death threats overnight in 12 hours. That is 1.15 death threats per minute. 1.15 being a little more than the average death threat. That's like saying we're going to kill you and flick your nuts a little bit. You know, And I just got so angry because I'm like, you can't just edit out Christianity and Islam. They're two major religions. This is a comedy routine, not a citizenship bill. See, do you know how sad that reaction is? Oh, that's a throwaway line. Your reaction should be like, meh, that's it. Instead of whatever the fuck just happened in your body, where like your fear and your laughter DM'd each other for collabs inside your chest. It says something about where we fucking live right now. And the death threats were scary. They were. They were like, we're gonna kill your family. And I was like, okay, can I pick who goes first? And they were like, we're gonna rape all the women in your family. And I'm like, but they don't do jokes. They're not funny at all. They're the reason I do comedy. If you don't mind my saying, this is very passive-aggressive raping. And then a couple of guys were like, "Teri gaad mein ghusa denge. We will fuck you in the ass." And I'm like, finally, you're focusing. So let me get this straight. You're gonna fuck me in the ass in the name of your conservative God. I'm just saying, is there like a loophole, like a technicality in heaven that I don't know about? You get up to the gates of heaven, God is waiting and he's like, Suresh, we've been expecting you. This is just a small thing we need to clarify, a little bit of a loophole. Did you hook up with Veer Das? Yeah, God, I did, but it was a anger bang. But it says here you lit 4 candles and you ordered wine and garlic bread. Yeah, because you don't want to commit a hate crime undernourished. And if the visual is bad, then the hate crime becomes myopic, unlike other hate crimes. So you taught Veer Das a lesson at 7:30 p.m. Yes. And you left at 10 a.m. Look, just tell me this isn't about religion and you're horny. And I understand that, right? I get hit on by men all the fucking time. It just changes how I see you a little bit. I used to think you were a proud Hindu. Now I know you're a pride Hindu. It's all right. I can roll with that shit. And then, like, the same guy would send the same death threat 5 times in a row. Copy paste. Rape, copy. And I'm like, now you're just insulting my literacy. Don't assume this is hard for me to read just because it was hard for you to write. And I know it was hard for you to write because, bro, you misspelled murder. You spelled it with 2 U's. You said you were gonna murder me. I'm a comedian, not a hobbit. That's a Lord of the Rings. Okay, fuck the 10 or 10. So Lord of the Rings was a movie, guys. There were 3 of them and they were about 9 hours long each. There was this guy called Sauron and he was really toxic, guys. So he had to get cancelled, right? And he had this problematic ring full of problematic feelings. So they chopped it off, right? So they needed to drop the problematic ring and emotion into like a dark, toxic fire of hell where people were trying to drag each other down into the shitty soil. Kind of like Twitter or Modo. So they dropped the ring into Twitter, but then even the good people who tried to cancel the ring got cancelled themselves because they turned on each other. The hobbits were like, people keep dying and getting stabbed. If you don't mind us saying, this is a very toxic workplace environment. And then like Aragorn was like, I'm the king of men. And they're like, that's very patriarchal. Aren't you the king of binary and non-binary people? And then there was like this little person and he was like, you motherfuckers have called me a dwarf for like 3 movies. That's really fucking offensive. And then there was a guy who was trying to legalize pot, this wizard called Gandalf, right? And he started out as Gandalf the Grey, but he really identified as Gandalf the White, and he was trying to transition from grey into white, but nobody supported him. It was really problematic, guys. And what I realized is the threatening of life and the threatening your livelihood, be it from the far left or the far right, may be very different extremities of reactions, but they both come from essentially the same place, which is your inability to coexist with somebody who thinks differently than you do, knows less than you do, or you perceive as more imperfect as you are. Allow people to be imperfect. Allow people to be fallible. And I say that not in defense of comedy, I say that in defense of humanity. Because if your principles of cancellation are so strong, you gotta cancel dad. Sit in that silence, you motherfucker. Sit. Let's talk about your dad for a second. Dad's a little problematic. Dad's a little bit of a racist, isn't he, guys? A little bit of a misogynist. So tonight at the dinner table, let's see how woke you are. Huh? When dad takes that first roti, you gotta be like, oh, that is such cis-het patriarchal behavior. Yeah. And when dad is like, bitch, I paid for this roti, and you are homeless later that evening, and dad has taken your phone because he pays the bills, how are you going to tweet about the fact that papa is now lying down on top of a marginalized community who identifies as your mom? How are you going to talk about that shit? And I'm not shitting on wokeness. Look, every generation is entitled to their version of wokeness. You are. For your generation, wokeness is let's normalize pronouns, intersectional feminism. For a generation 3 ones before yours, wokeness was just, hey, maybe let the Jews live. They're kind of nice. World War II was ended by wokeness. It's a good thing. Hitler wound up with a bullet in his head, but that's also kind of a cancellation, NGL. I keep thinking about that. Like, what if Hitler was alive today? And then I watch the news and I'm like, oh, he is. But you know, Hitler never actually committed a crime with his own hands, if you think about it. Like, he never shot anybody or stabbed anyone. He incited that shit. He made speeches, but effectively, not all Nazis. So, if Hitler existed today, you guys are gonna have to cancel Hitler online, alright? You'd have to online shame Hitler. You'd have to be like, oh my god, Adolf is like so problematic. I used to be such a fan, I'm never going to a rally ever again. I'm no longer listening to his podcast, The Mindcast, and let me just say, like, that swastika is total cultural appropriation from the Hindus, alright? It's typical cis-het white SS behavior, and I'm not gonna stand for it anymore. And this is honestly too much pressure. Can I just say, like, I don't identify somebody who hiles, and I don't identify somebody who highs. Maybe I'm more of a high, alright? It's too much pressure. And then, like, fucking 2 days later, you'd have the Hitler apology statement on Twitter. Yeah, and I was on antibiotics at the time, and I will be taking some time to reflect in the mountains of Poland that I will annex for reflection purposes. And I'm not saying it's wrong to feel the way that you do. Every 19-year-old is entitled to feel like they're going to change the world. I'm 19 and it is my job to drag you ignorant fuckers into the future. That is your prerogative. But don't be arrogant enough to assume that the people you're battling on the other side are not the same age as you. And both of you are fucking wrong. Because 19-year-olds do not change the world. I'm really sorry. Like, people between the age of 35 and 60 change the world. People between the age of 25 and 35 work for those people. And both those groups steal ideas from 19-year-olds, alright? It's hard, because as a comedian, here are your choices. If you shit on woke people, you know, these woke people are fucking pussies, you get a fan base instantly. It's very big, very fast. This alpha male fan base. But they're tough to perform for, because you gotta smuggle intelligence into that comedy. Like, literally, sensitivity has to be like, shasha! Like, you know, they can't catch it. You have to be like, yeah, I was fucking this girl from behind. And they're like, yeah, fucking from the behind! And you're like, I smacked her on the ass. And they're smacking in the ass. Because in my house, we didn't have open conversations about sexuality and we were all repressed. And they're like, huh? Never mind, chati, prostate, feelings, engineering, chati, chati. Or you get like a woke fan base. You become a woke comedian and man, you don't laugh at woke jokes. You just ingest them like vegetables and they form fibroids in your soul. Remember fucking jokes? Like just normal jokes. You used to know jokes. Remember like a Muslim, a Hindu and a Christian walk into a bar. Do you remember those jokes? Why can't we do that shit anymore? Can't say that shit. It's three men whose religious denomination is insignificant walk into a wheelchair-accessible establishment where they are under no pressure to drink because peer pressure is toxic and sobriety is a choice. Hilarious. Yes. And then you can't be a centrist because everybody hates a centrist, right? I hate centrists, you hate centrists because centrists are, what's the word? Successful? Because centrists don't care about left or right, they care about up and down. You think Mukesh Ambani cares who the Prime Minister is? Has it dawned on anybody that we spend all this time fighting each other online? You liptard, you uptard, you prostitute, you unbucked, you anti-national, but we're all doing it on Reliance Geo connections. And whether you are left or whether you are right or whatever sentence, everybody wants apologies. Apologize, apologize, apologize. I'm sorry. Liar! And we celebrate, like the right wing is celebrating right now because a comedian got executed by the Taliban. Anybody read that? I got tagged in like hundreds of tweets and articles, people saying, oh, you should be very happy you live in India. A comedian got executed by the Taliban. Is that what we're bragging about? Being better than the Taliban? That's something ISIS tells themselves so they can fall asleep at night. I don't know any of you in this show. I'm convinced like 50% of you are horrible people. But I'm still sure that 100% of you are better than the Taliban. And we convince ourselves that we're in these battles. Or we're in a battle with the other side. Are you though? How many battles do you know that can be called off because of bad Wi-Fi? When Israel and Palestine bomb the shit out of each other, do you see dead bodies and children with ash on their face? Or like fucking hipsters with phones going, Vodafone sucks, man. Vodafone does suck. Vodafone is like the band U2. It's mostly Edge. And it's because the right wing feels like they are the guardians of patriotism in the country. Can you just fucking think of your patriotism as your spouse? Where you have to deal with that shit and you love them and they love you back, maybe. Why do you have to get me into your spouse? How many guys do you know like, I love my wife. You want to fuck my wife? You fuck my wife, alright? You fuck my wife. Are you paid by other wives to not fuck my wife? I don't want to fuck your wife, alright? And guys, I know that joke is offensive to polygamists. I realize that. It's not very woke. But polygamists, I'm out of fucks to give mainly because you guys took most of them. And the left feels like you are the guardians of morality somehow. Like you have the moral high ground and you're not, because you're not actually cancelling the right people. Criminals and rapists still run the world. Bill Cosby is free. You just annoyed the shit out of Kevin Hart. You're raiding younger Bollywood celebrities for income tax. Jeff Bezos went to space. He's paid zero tax. $1 billion cock sitting inside $1 billion cock went to space. The last time something that phallic sat inside something that phallic, an Amazon employee pissed inside a bottle because he doesn't give them bathroom breaks. Alright? The only thing that's getting cancelled at Amazon is your order. That's the only thing getting cancelled. Your order of organic talcum powder. Sorry, my order. Privilege. I don't know, for us to make it through together, I'm offended has to be the beginning of a conversation. I'm uncomfortable has to be the beginning of a conversation. And a conversation that is infused unapologetically with compassion. Because compassion too is human culture. And it is getting cancelled on a daily basis. The ability to reach out to people who think differently than we do, that's what makes us human. When you threaten my livelihood, you threaten my family's life. And when you threaten my family, you threaten my life. It's really all the same to me. These houses that we enjoy watching burn, they have people in them. So be kind and be cool because we have more in common than you think. You know, whether we are gay or straight or binary or non-binary or Indian or POCs or white or privileged or non-privileged, we have something in common. We're both assholes. And what I mean by that is, we're both pronouns. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just want to let you know very quickly, I'm going on a world tour with my brand new show, Manic Man. Brand new material, new jokes. You can get tickets for London or America, all coasts, and even the middle of America or Australia. On my website www.veerdas.in. This is the end of the video. Share it with your friends. Bye.